Hey, this is Mark at the Practical Still. It's time to open up another bottle. It's been a while. This is the Ben Holladay Missouri Straight Bourbon Whiskey, bottled and bond from an old site. The site of the distillery is the same place it was in 1856. It started by a guy named Ben Holladay. It's changed hands a lot, but they've got the original still house going, and they have the original site, and they have the things that mattered back then. It sits on a limestone aquifer, so there's lots of good limestone water like there would be in Kentucky, there in Missouri, and they do a lot of things right, starting with the transparency of what they do. So, of course, with bottled and bond, you have 2 distilling seasons, and they put that clearly on the side. This is a 6-year-old release. They also give you the warehouse and the floors in the warehouse. So warehouse C has 7 floors. 27% of this came from floor 2, 55 from floor 3, and 18% from floor 5. That's all very interesting. It's non-chill filtered. Best I can tell on the label, they talk about using the original distillation proofs and barrel entry proofs, but I didn't see anything that said what those were. The inference is, I suppose, that they're coming off the still at a lower proof and going in the barrel at lower proofs, both of which are things I like. But it really only matters in the bottle. So this is kind of exciting. Missouri, much like the United States did in 1964 with the act that made bourbon America's spirit, they have their own bit of legislation that designates what Missouri straight bourbon whiskey has to be. So basically, it's pretty simple. It's got to meet all the federal requirements, and it's got to be made in Missouri. So the grain, the corn has to all be grown in Missouri, which makes me think the rye or wheats or other pieces and parts, barley, can be done elsewhere. But even the barrels have to be made in Missouri, which is pretty cool. So let us open it up and see what it tastes like. Smells good. Well, that's just delicious. Wow. You know, the nose from the bottle it's just thick and sweet. It's not quite that way out of the glass, but goodness. There's a cherry and almond. I'm surprised. Yeah, that is, I don't know why I'd be surprised. I guess you just think sometimes it's all stories and no proof. This is quite delicious. It doesn't really drink at 100 proof. It's quite easy drinking. Got a little bit of a hug on the end of it. The mouthfeel is divine. It's viscous and thick. The finish is deceptively long. Because I think it drinks a lower proof than 100, you might think the finish isn't as long as it is, but if you sit and give it just a moment, that's a lot of flavor that hangs around. Well, I paid, I think, $65 for this bottle, which seemed like a lot, but I'd heard good things about this, and it's backed up, so I'd pay $65 for that again. I don't know why I should be so surprised, but I am. This is delicious. I definitely think that's a buy. If I was tasting that blind, I'm pretty sure I would think it was older. I think I would think it was probably around 90 proof. But boy, it just seems like it's had a lot longer in the cask. It's delicious. I think if you like thick, rich whiskeys, which who doesn't, you're going to like this one. And I think $60 or $65 is more than fair for it. Cheers.